So I'm really excited about some recent purchases I made, and I'd like to share them with you. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be doing another book haul, and this one will be a medium sized one, but I just wanted to share with you some of my more recent purchases both online and from stores. So I'll kick it off with the first one, which I got hold of, which was a Richard Lehman paperback of Body Rides. I just wanted a ratty reading copy just to do a reread on it in the next month or so, and I think I saw it for about $2 in this second-hand bookstore. Now I didn't have cash on me. They had a minimum FPOS transaction of $10, and in the end they just said no, I can just have the book. So bit of a score there. Free book, hard to argue with really. Now I came across in another second-hand bookstore a sealed box set of a trilogy that I've been wanting to read by Brett Weeks, and that is the Night Angel trilogy. So the first one is Way of Shadows, and these are immaculate. As I said, they were sealed, factory sealed when I bought them, for $19 for the three of them. So very nice covers. So that's the first one. Second one is Shadow's Edge, and the third one is Beyond the Shadows. So they're very clean and tight copies. The print's nice and big for my failing eyesight, and I'll hopefully look forward to reading those in the next couple of months. So I thought that was a pretty good score really. Also found a really reasonable copy of Fool's Errand in the next trilogy featuring Fitz, and with this I was planning on reading Live Ship Traders next after I finished the Farseer trilogy, but because I enjoy reading about Fitz so much, I thought I'll look at skipping to the next trilogy. So I found that one secondhand really reasonable, and all I've got to do is buy the next two books to complete that trilogy, and I'll be looking forward to that as well. So what's next? I have got a copy of James Patterson's The Red Book. I'm a mad James Patterson fan, and this is the second book in a mini-series that he's been writing. The first one was called The Black Book. This, of course, is The Red Book, and because I had picked this one up and I'd been after it for a little while, Escape, which is the third book, has just been released, and I thought, well, I'll order that as well. Now, because I've ordered it and paid for it, I've included it in the book haul. You can see the picture there. The cover art's pretty nice, and I'll be reading the three books back to back very, very shortly. Next, we have a very this is probably one book I'm going to start pretty much straight away, and this is one I've been looking forward to since the start of the year, and it's the next Detective Michael Bennett book, Shattered, which another James Patterson book, but Detective Michael Bennett is one of my favourite series characters James Patterson has ever written. I love the character, I love the stories. They're fast paced, there's heaps of chapters, and it reads very, very quickly, and definitely my favourite character of James Patterson's. So I'm really looking forward to reading that. I also have another book that I've been waiting on, and that is 0 Hour by Tom Clancy, written by Don Bentley. Now this is the next Jack Ryan Jr. book that has been on my list, and I have been looking forward to this for so long. The thing about this cover, I was pretty surprised that the distributor, who is it, Little Brown, they've gone with the American artwork, and personally I prefer the UK artwork, but it surprised me that they didn't keep going with the UK ones, because they were really attractive covers. But I don't hate the cover, but I just prefer the UK editions. But what can you do? All that matters is what's in between those pages, isn't it? So that's another one I'm looking forward to reading very, very soon. Now, another one that I'm absolutely chopping at the bit to get through to this one, and that is this arrived in the post recently, and that is Upgrade by Mr. Blake Crouch. I became addicted to his books ever since I started the Wayward Pines trilogy, and then I mowed through Dark Matter, I mowed through Recursion, and when I saw that this one was going to be released this month, I had to pre-order it, and it came on time, and I just can't wait to get stuck into it. I love his writing. He's writes in a very, very quick cinematic style, and you just cannot put those books down, so you've got to set aside time without any interruption so that you can enjoy it to the full. The next book on the pile is by an Australian author, Ali Reynolds, called The Bay. This is another story that's filled with twists and a whodunit, and last year, I believe it was, Ali Reynolds brought out Shiver, which was a snowbound mystery, and my wife even loved it, and that copy of Shiver actually won in a competition by the distributor Hachette, and really enjoyed it, so I'm really looking forward to this. Best thing about this, it's got really big print in it, so I'm going to fly through that in no time, and I'm so spoilt for choice with this book haul, guys. Now, another one, a bit of a surprise really, and normally I don't buy a book based on its cover, but I have been guilty of this in the past, and I came across a new fantasy series, and this is book one by an author I hadn't heard of before, J.M. Miro, and it's called Ordinary Monsters. So it's about an evil force that goes after talented kids with special abilities. So from what I read on the back and from what I've researched online, it's kind of got an X-Men flavour there. Don't know too much more about it, but I know that it's the first book in a new trilogy, and it's got some meat on its bones. It's about how many pages? About 660 pages, so it's a bit of a brick, but it just looked really interesting to me, and I thought, well, I'll pick that up. And finally on the list, second last actually, I came across a book that really grabbed me with the cover art alone by Chris Curry. I'd never heard of her before, and this one's called Thunder Road, and the tagline says, "Welcome to Hell on Earth." And from what I can gather, it's about a town in the desert that falls under scrutiny in relation to some sort of mystery that's happening with I believe it's extraterrestrials or something to that effect. I don't know too much more about it, but that book was, I think it cost me $12 from a second-hand bookstore, and it's in superb condition for a hardback. I thought it was a really good price. I thought the cover blurb looked really interesting, and from what I read of it and did a little bit of research, and thought, well, that'll be a good read as well. And finally, this, I don't have a physical copy of it with me because I have ordered it and paid for it, and it is on its way, so it will count in this book haul, and that is called Girl Forgotten by Karen Slaughter. This one is a standalone mystery, which looked really good. Karen Slaughter has a really good track record for bringing out really good books. I have read a couple of hers in the past, and this one looked really good as well, so that it's about a mystery of a missing girl, and looks to be solved many years later. So looks really interesting, and though it's not here yet, but I'm expecting it early next week. So there you go, guys, that is it for my book haul. It was a pretty decent one. I'm pretty happy with it, and I'm steadily running out of space to shelve all these, so it might just force me to have to put another bookshelf in, which is a lovely problem to have. But thanks for watching, guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of my book haul, and I thought it was a pretty good stash really. But until next time, guys, see you later.